You know a good time to finally visit Abu Dhabi and Dubai? Well, it wasn't February 2026, I'll tell you that much. We landed at midnight on a Wednesday night, so we decided to relax the first couple of days in the hotel, soak in some sun and warmth before venturing out to explore Abu Dhabi and then heading over to Dubai after, not realizing we had lots of quality time in the hotel ahead of us. Although we typically explore, I won't lie, we came to Abu Dhabi specifically this time for the sun. We don't often do all-inclusives or huge hotels, but Khalidia Palace looked perfect for our needs, on the water, big pool, gym, perfect. We really did just go back and forth from beach to pool to beach all day. This was a dry hotel, so very ideal for families. I'm not used to the big hotel right in the water type of setup, but honestly, the hotel was beautiful. Big, spacious, comfortable rooms, views from all sides.
Look at Buckingham Palace!
Not Buckingham Palace. Really good food, huge gym, and we end up making use of their spa quite a bit. That wasn't in the original plan. The boys used the barber and I used the salon. Highly recommend it. Really great service. Okay, after 2 days in the hotel, we're ready to venture out, so we head to the Grand Mosque. This would be the last bit of normalcy we had for the next week, but we didn't know this yet. So let's enjoy the mosque, shall we? It was absolutely beautiful. Such beautiful architecture, worth a visit. We decided to head to the presidential palace next.
100% not
I want something more.
what I expect to see in Abu Dhabi.
While waiting for an Uber, we heard two big explosion-like sounds above us. Steven thought it was cloud seeding. I thought they looked like missiles, but what do I know? No one seemed fazed, so on to the palace we went. Rome got told he had to wear shoes.
God can't see it, so yeah. Let's break the law.
And Rome doesn't like being told what to do. The security guard was so kind in trying to help us fix his shoe and find a solution. He made do to get through. Our hotel was actually just across the road from the palace, so we went back for lunch, where we were starting to hear more and more missile interceptions. Not that we knew that that's what they were yet. We were still unaware of any news as we'd been out and off of Wi-Fi. You could tell by the waitstaff's reactions, this wasn't just draining. Down to the beach anyway, but by late afternoon, that's where things were starting to get more active.
Oh my god.
As you can see, no one's really panicking. A bit of disbelief maybe. Most people have caught on about what's going on by now, but what do we do?
There was just another big one. A huge one. And everyone on the beach is silent. Well, it's not far from here.
It's probably safer being in the pool than on the 12th floor.
Do you think?
I don't want to be on the 12th floor of this big collapses. I'd rather run to the sea. Or hop with one leg.
I'm pretty sure this is where I made the executive decision to go inside. And then we download Marine Tracker because obviously your head starts spinning. By this point, the government had come out and calmly announced that things were under control and we were safe. And honestly, although scary, we felt it. We trusted that.
Where did that come from? That was close.
There was another one earlier.
Was there? Okay. Wow. That was very close.
There had just been 2 interceptions that sounded like they literally shook the buildings.
Oh my God, Stephen, it's right above us.
From dinner the night before until dawn, things definitely escalated on the scary side. We were meant to head to Dubai today, but we decided to stay put, as the hotel beside where we were meant to stay did get hit with some debris the night before.
I mean, Phil, I just heard another one.
Crack on.
Just after midnight the night before, the alarms on our phones for incoming missile warnings were going off, and that sound itself is enough to give you a heart attack. Rome made some friends with some boys from Denmark whose family had just decided to sell their house and move to Southeast Asia, starting in Thailand, but they decided to stop in Abu Dhabi on the way. Their timing was as good as ours. Could you imagine starting a life-changing journey and this was your first stop? There were so many with interesting stories that got them here, and people were pretty relaxed about it, like more than you would think. Including the hotel, who thought, yep, seems like a good time to set up the bouncy castle. The whole backdrop, with like this boat casually cruising by the bouncy castle was just a really surreal thing. Just after lunch, things started to get a bit noisy again. This time, things felt they were getting much closer, and we realized they were targeting a naval base close by, at which point the fighter jets came out.
There's nothing on rentalcars.com which checks every car site. There's none.
Things were getting louder, so we grabbed our stuff and headed in for the rest of the day.
It's over there somewhere.
Over there.
Purple slapper.
Trying to keep things light, we turned on some camel racing. It's Sunday, we don't really know how long this will go on for. You just gotta go with the flow.
Right, when Mum's on her call, we're going to go down.
Making the best of a very weird time, we decided to eat outside as things were quiet in the early evening, and we trusted the hotel was being advised appropriately. This soccer team was my sanity. If they were playing, we were okay. This is what had been going on close by the day before. No wonder things sounded different. You could already tell within a couple days what sounded normal, like an interception, or what was different.
And of course,
With the spa, gym, and amenities, the staff, the food, we were really glad we decided to stay put and wait this out at the Khalidia Palace. Abu Dhabi ensured tourists staying or stranded in their city were taken care of, covering room costs and 3 meals a day. In what felt to us as unpredictable times, the government did an incredible job at making you feel secure. That's not to say certain moments weren't scary, but their follow-up to every single incident was incredibly professional. Day 4 was nothing remarkable in the day, a standard run for shelter from the beach.
come on, Mom.
You aren't running because you're afraid of getting hit by a missile, you're running so you don't get hit by the debris of the interception. This Tuesday night, though, we did have a scary incident at dinner. About 4 to 5 drones came hovering over the pool, and everyone ran inside, which set panic, of course, through the entire restaurant. There was never really an answer to what that was, but nerves were shook. People were running inside screaming, and without knowing what had happened or if Stephen was okay, there were moments of pure terror. It's now Thursday, the day of our original flight was meant to fly out. The airport is now allowing select Emirates repatriation flights out, but only if you head to the office and book in person. So we venture out of the hotel grounds for the first time in 5 days.
Because they're more likely to run a London flight than a Geneva flight.
Not ours,
Oh
just
my
Etihad.
god.
Oh, sorry, Etihad though.
Mum,
Etihad.
look.
Yeah. So, but
Here sells.
there'll be less people going to Geneva than London. So when they put a Geneva flight on, the likelihood of getting on it is higher.
Yeah.
Actually, I feel quite.
But I do for most of the day till about 4 o'clock, and then the football game at bedtime again.
It's quite nice, isn't it? Might go and join in. One leg.
But then 2:45 to 4 this morning was noisy, and more noisy than any other night. All right, honey.
A couple from Denmark had told us to go directly to this Emirates office. They were so helpful. They booked us on the first flight we could get to Europe, which would be Milan at 3:30 a.m. on Saturday. So we returned to the hotel with flight tickets in hand and 2 more days of nerve-wracking interceptions to get through. I couldn't help but constantly think about how privileged we were to be on this side of the water. That our experience of going through this was absolutely nothing compared to how many were scared on the other side. As Rome sat and did his homeschooling safely by a pool, the girls' school was destroyed just on the other side of this water. This Thursday night would be our last night in our little sanctuary, but also one of our biggest scares. Right before dinner, interceptions were so close we thought our building got hit. We would get alerts of incoming missiles on our phones, usually during the night, but not often during the day. It was dusk, I got an alert, shortly followed by one saying the threat was neutralized, one we hadn't received before. So letting my guard down, we didn't expect the big bang that came after. Windows rattling, echoes off the building beside us. Even Mr. Calm Steve had admitted that one was too close for comfort. But what can you do? So we head down to dinner. There's lots of people in tears in the lobby, people sitting along the walls to protect themselves as if it was an earthquake were to hit. The loud alarm was going off on everyone's phone throughout the entirety of dinner, meaning there was a lot going on in the air. I'm shaking so much I have no appetite. We're just counting down the hours until we head to the airport. We realize the Israel embassy is in the building next to us, so that got our heads spiraling a little bit. And this would be the only night that there would be no comfort of the footballers. Even the footballers weren't out. The only night they hadn't been out since the day we got there.
Die haramtem, die haramtem, die haramtem.
One last afternoon of math by the pool with one last rush to get inside.
If you don't know where the stuff is gonna go, just for now.
And then you wait. And then you just return to normal activities.
Oh, right there.
Read.
Ben loves his new squeaky.
While I'm counting down to get to the airport, Rome doesn't want to leave. He loves Abu Dhabi, or should I say, Khalidia Palace. And I must say, I am so grateful that their government was able to confidently keep us safe. Finally, we are making our way to an airport. We flew out of Dubai, so we had a 2-hour drive to the airport. Still caught a sneak peek at the Burj, but I will definitely be coming back to Dubai properly.
Sterling smiles. Carries on right.
People had already had to deplane other flights, more than once even, so we knew we weren't in the clear until we were wheels up and out of UAE airspace. I didn't feel super comfortable when I realized we were heading out over the water. Like, ideally we would be going the opposite direction, but I held my breath and took in the view of the Palm as we made a turnaround. As we entered Saudi airspace, I finally fell asleep and woke up somewhere over Egypt. When we landed, my family, tracking our flight, let me know they could finally go to bed too. When we landed, everyone's phones turned on to see texts that the airport had been hit a couple hours after we took off. After a week of nervous system on edge, it was a bit surreal to be back in Europe. A 4-hour drive home, then time and space to process what the heck just happened. It took me weeks to stop checking Al Jazeera nonstop, and I couldn't stop thinking of everyone who was still stuck, everyone who was scared, and all the innocent people stuck in the middle of this disaster. I can say we will be back to the UAE. Their hospitality was incredible. The people were amazing. I'm so grateful they could keep so many people safe.